Hello, and welcome to the Cup Ringside, where we give you the best seat in the house for all of our thoughts on NXT, period. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to get the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love to be sub tea per. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I'm not drinking anything because I didn't go grab anything but it's okay because I'm not that thirsty yet. But if I was drinking anything else, I'd be drinking out of my cup mug. It's very sad that my own nephew does not have a cup mug, but it's okay. The other way. Other way. Yep, get that mug here. And you can get your own cup mug at lonagcreations.etsy.com where the link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the US, in Canada, and in Mexico for sure. Internationally, we're working on it. So get your cup mug or any of our cup merch. You can go try our cup socks, our cup water bottles, our cup hats. Do all of that. Get your cup stuff. Perfect.
And I'm Donovan. You can refer to me as the young OG of NXT.
Ooh.
And let's get into it. This was an episode, to say the least.
It was an episode. It was an episode of wrestling that happened on TV. Yep. And
And I'm drinking sweet tea from Waterburger, by the way.
work, work. Um, Before we get started into all of the things that we're gonna talk about in NXT, you're here. We see you. We know you liking us. We got us going on here. So hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that and the notification bell because we got weekly shows about Raw. We got the Raw tape. We got Who's Next. We got laying that smack down every week. So you want to be here when we talk about all those things. Not to mention, we got a lot of great little other videos coming on documentary series talk. We talking about documentary series. We're doing top tier lists. We're doing top 10 lists. We're doing all kinds of things. So you don't want to miss any of our wrestling content. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, tell your friends about us so all your friends who are wrestling fans can listen to some great content. Also, if you happen to be a fan of drag or drag race, we got a channel for you. Go to the main channel at the Cup Pod where we talk all things drag. And if you're a fan of reality TV, go to the Cup TV where we talk all things reality TV. And if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, go to the Cup ESC where you can talk all things Eurovision Song Contest. Hit the subscribe to all those channels. We appreciate the
Subscribe.
support. Like and subscribe. We appreciate all of you doing all of that. And if you want to join the Tea Room, which is our membership channel where you get exclusive content from all four channels and early access content from all four channels, go to our main channel, hit the join button. It's $5 a month. You'll get exclusive and great content, I promise. And or if you'd like Patreon better, go to Patreon. The link of that will be in the description below. Now that we got all the business part out of the way, let's talk some wrestling, Donovan.
Yeah, let's talk wrestling.
Let's talk some wrestling because NXT started off with Metaphor coming out, and it was Nam Dar, the Supernova 11, and he was going to go against Dijak because Dijak gave them a warning after Stand and Deliver. They did some things, and Dijak was not pleased. And so Dijak said, "This is your only warning. Don't do it no more. It's like, stay out of my way." And Metaphor was like, "I don't know who you think
Who
you're
is
talking
this?
to. Who are you?" And so Dar stepped up to Dijak. What do you think about this match?
Uh, a regular old TV match.
Mm-hmm.
Good quality. Two wrestlers. No Amdar's a good wrestler. He can carry almost anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Dijak held his own.
Absolutely.
I guess Metaphor should have stayed in that lane, though.
if the outcome was the outcome, I think they were perfectly fine out of their lane because Don he won the match with a little help from
With a little
Metaphor,
help.
little help, but he was like you said. I think he was pulling his own and he was doing what he needed to do. Dijak showed a lot of like his brute strength and he was like
Yeah,
kicking out of stuff that normal people wouldn't kick out of, and so I think he showed why he was dominant, but Metaphor showed why there's power in numbers.
strength in numbers. Yep,
There's power in numbers.
that's what a faction will do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I thought the match was good. I thought they did a really good job at going back and forth and playing off each other. The chemistry was good. So for me, it was a solid good match.
Yeah.
Excuse my voice, y'all. I forgot to explain that. I don't have, but it's weird. But I'm still talking good wrestling. No matter what my voice sounds like.
Yeah.
But then we get a segment with
Mm-hmm.
Ilya Dragunov, and
Mm-hmm.
he is talking to Ava, the GM, and Ava was like, you got your match next week with Trick, and but Trick has the match tonight, and it doesn't seem fair that you will have the upper hand and not have a match. So Ilya was like, you know what? Do what you got to do. You let me fight whoever you want me to fight. And Ava was like, I'm gonna let you pick. He was like, oh, pick now, are we?
Mm.
Hmm. He said, well, why don't you do this? You just tell everybody in the back, whoever stands and wants to stand toe to toe and look me dead in my eye, the first person to do that, they get their match, they get their shot. So
Yeah.
he does an open challenge.
I, I love a good open challenge.
I mean,
I
what's not
mean,
to love?
and we'll talk about it later. The man who stepped up is
Absolutely.
I really like the fact that he stepped up, and I like
Mhm.
the fact of how we came to him stepping up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll talk about that. We will talk about that. Um, so then we go to Lola Vice versus Soul Ruka. Now, I personally have never seen these two ladies wrestle before because I'm very new to NXT.
Hmm.
But uh, I thought it was a decent match. It was all right. It was nothing too exciting, but it wasn't like bad quality wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they both had their spots. They did their moves. They were good. Technically, they were good. It was clean. They had some moments where I didn't think old girl was gonna pop out. So Ruka was gonna pop out of stuff, or the pen was happening, and Lola Vice was getting like dealt with for a minute. Like so Ruka was getting her for a
Hmm.
minute, but then we had some interference.
Yes, we did.
We had some interference. So Ruka went up to the top rope, and she was about to do whatever she was about to do, and this person just came out of nowhere, swept her off the top rope, made her fall. Lola Vice pinned her for the 1, 2, and the 3.
Yeah, solid match. I mean, the Soy Ruka, I had never seen her before because I'm relatively new to NXT as well. But I have seen Lola Vice a couple of times. I like Lola. I
Hmm.
like her character, her gimmick,
Hmm.
and yeah, another match ending in interference. But Lola Vice with the win.
And she was celebrating. She was like, yes, doing her little thing, shimmy and shaking and twirling around. And then we hear, Lola over here. I'm up here. And it was Natty
Hmm.
who was challenging Lola for at spring breaking
Hmm.
for in an underground match. She said, I want to take it to where you are because you interrupted and interfered where I couldn't win the NXT championship that I hadn't won yet. But so now I'm gonna just go where you are. So since you want to be grimy and dirty and underground, I'm gonna take it there with you and we go see who gonna come out on top.
Yeah, Natty. I don't know how to feel about Natalia's run in NXT so far.
Mm-hmm.
She got screwed out of the title,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's in a Raw NXT Underground match. I don't know what an NXT Underground match is, so
Guess we'll
guess
see
I
if
have to watch next week to see what that consists of. But yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, I guess. Um, I just know that whatever it is, Lola Vice was very happy about the match, and she
hmm
was like, "Absolutely, let's do an underground match." So we'll see how that works out next week when we do spring breaking.
yeah,
Um, so then afterwards, we had a match with Ridge Holland versus Joaquin Wild. And Ridge Holland is going through. He is facing his inner demons, and he don't know why he does what he does. But for some reason, he just does it, and he hates it. But he's fighting with it. This story, this gimmick is interesting. I will say.
yeah. I like this Ridge Holland. I can't control it. Why am I doing this? I don't want to, but almost Joker esque.
Mm, mm.
More so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to be this bad person, but it's like a switch gets flipped and he just can't control it.
It's like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry, type of deal. And so when he's in his all of a sudden he just hulk out. He just do stuff. You don't know how or why he does it. I do agree with you. I like the gimmick. I like, I like him looking like, oh, getting mad at himself after he does it. Like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. But it all stems where we saw Ridge Holland attack Joaquin backstage. And then
hmm
he's like, I don't know why. And he just like goes off. And so then we have this match. And it's more of the same. Like Joaquin does a lot of high flying good things in
Yeah.
this match. Like he's gonna always give us some high flyer um, spots on the show, and it was very much appreciated because I enjoy watching that. But then Ridge Holland was just too strong and too powerful for him, and then he just blacked out and went into this world where he just dominates and destroys people, and that's what Ridge Holland did.
hmm Another match this week where it's power versus speed, and Rich Holland, that boy strong.
Boy strong. That boy is strong indeed. So
There's ain't much you can do about that.
nah, nah, kid. It's like it is what it is at that point. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. It ain't gonna work in your favor. Um. So then we have a D'Angelo family segment. I can skip past that. This this whole thing.
I like the D'Angelo family.
Do you?
Yes, I like
Oh,
that gimmick.
all right. Fan of the Angelo family. I'm like,
Tony D.
like, huh?
Tony D'Angelo. I like that family.
Yeah, they had a family, but then they had some beef with some folks, and they go handle it at spring breaking as well. A lot of this show was just building up to spring
Yeah,
breaking,
yeah.
and so that's what this show was about. And everybody was getting those matches
hmm
settled and what was going to happen.
Solidified and such.
Absolutely. So here's the match that you was waiting on to talk about because Ilya Dragunov comes out
Hmm.
and he gets in the ring and he like, all right, who gonna challenge me?
Who want the smoke?
Who want this smoke? Absolutely. And all of a sudden, the whole locker room apparently comes running out and they all grabbing each other and pulling each other down because they're like, oh, you're not getting in. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. And they pull each other out. All of a sudden, from behind the announce table, we see somebody jumping from off the table into the ring over Ilya Dragunov, and lands and looks him in the eyes like it's me, and it's the young OG, and yeah, he's here, and he's like, I want to do it. I want to take the risk. I want to take the chance, and I was like, okay, come on, you young fella.
Yeah. Gerard Evans, man.
Mm,
He's next up in NXT.
yeah,
You got these heavy hitters here now, Ilya, Trick, Mello, but I believe he's next up.
yeah,
He's
because all of these guys are about to go to the main roster.
yeah,
Everybody who you named are about to go to the main roster, and so they gonna need somebody to keep the torch going in NXT. I can see him being one of those people. You agree?
I just love his story.
All right, we had a little technical difficulties, but we roll. We keep it moving. But Donovan, you were talking about Young OG and how you appreciated him.
Yeah, I love his story, man. Watching wrestling with his grandmother, she passed on, didn't get to see him wrestle, but he's still continuing to do it for her. And I love his offense. He says he's a high flyer, and oh yeah, he's a high flyer. I just
Absolutely.
you can't not love a high flyer.
Absolutely. Those are the most exciting part to wrestling. I love don't get me wrong, I love the big meaty men, as Biggie like to call them. I like a big man, a powerhouse. But I also love my high flyers that just go keep me looking everywhere because they
Yeah,
up and they down and they here and they there. I love a good high flyer and someone who's very accurate at what they're doing and deliberate in their moves. And I can
right.
see young OG. He's 19 years old. This kid is
19.
19 years old. He
And
has
he's
a
already
lot,
made it.
and he's making a name for himself already in NXT. He is going to be the face of NXT in a few years, and I can see him coming onto the main roster and maybe even elevating the high flyers that's already
Yeah.
there and bringing more high flyers in. I'm excited for this kid, and he had some little controversy this past week because some ridiculous podcaster who does not deserve any credit at all, so we will not be giving him any, decided to be racist and ugly towards this young man. And it's very sad that you feel the need to attack a 19-year-old kid who is living their dream and doing something you wish you could do and you could never.
Mm,
So go ahead and be bland, generic, bald, and ugly like you are, sir. Why this
mm.
man is out here living his dream, doing a thing, getting paid probably way more than you, even in NXT, and living his dream, and you are sitting here commentating about it.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but whatever. You keep doing what you're doing. But this match itself
This match
was
was
actually a good match, and it was a good match for both Ilya Dragunov and for the young OG. Like they both came out of this match looking like Ilya came out looking like the champion he is,
yes.
and young OG came out looking like the champion he's going to be.
Hmm. I got a
Hmm.
feeling we'll be seeing Gerard Evans in the NXT North American title picture very soon.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that. I believe he's going to make his way up that way. I could see him maybe main eventing a big pay-per-view WrestleMania weekend one year in a few years.
Yes.
So
And
this
these matches are always good. We got the speed versus the power. That's why
absolutely,
Brock Lesnar loved working with smaller wrestlers. All his matches with smaller wrestlers were great.
yeah,
Great wrestlers and high flyers. Ilya
because they
Dragunov,
do stuff.
he's gonna be a problem.
Oh, he is going to be a problem, and when he comes up to the main roster, and he's going to be a kind of problem I can't wait to watch.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see because, like, could you imagine Ilya Dragunov going against a Gunta?
that's it's happened in
It
NXT.
happened in NXT.
Like,
Reunite this
bring
whole,
it back.
bring it
Bring
back,
it.
run it back
Run
again
it back.
because it was. incredible in NXT, and a lot of people who watched NXT when Gunther was there and going to get. Everybody says that was a feud among feuds that needs to
Yes.
be brought back. And so,
Yes.
since I didn't get to witness that feud, I want to see it. So, bring him up, let him get back into another feud with Gunther, and so we can see it on the main roster, period. And then maybe we could be talking about it on Raw Takeovers laying the SmackDown. Like, for sure.
Possibly for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Maybe,
Possibly.
maybe, maybe. We'll see.
That
But
that's
yeah,
gonna be
this
fun.
was such a good match because Ilya just looked so dominant and so powerful. And he was coming out of stuff that you shouldn't be breaking out of.
Mm.
And Gerard Evans was throwing everything at him and throwing everything. And
Or
he would just
himself.
get out of it. It was just good.
This probably was my favorite match of the night. I'm not even gonna lie.
I probably would agree with you.
I'm not even
We
gonna
had
lie.
a really good match coming up, but yeah, I
Yeah.
would probably agree with you. This was the one that had me very interested,
Hmm.
and and then like I said, and then Gerard Evans, he was just such a force. Like he would not just let Ilya Dragunov just dominate him, which he should have. Like he,
Hmm.
that it should on paper, it should have been Ilya just dominate and smash you out of his kid. But no, he held his own. He had Ilya against the ropes from time to time, and it was nice to see the back and forth. But in the end, Power just dominated over high flying,
Yeah.
but it was a good match, and I really feel like Ilya was like gave him the nod of respect, like
Hmm.
you got a good thing going, kid, like you got it, and it was good. I enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, definitely love the sign of respect shown after the match. It's his this his show in a cup. When everybody leave to get caught up, this his show.
Absolutely, absolutely, it's gonna be a time to be had by all. So, um, so then we get the TIL match versus Tatum Poxley, which Tatum is like obsessed with the title, not the person, but the title itself. We saw a whole um, packet of her talking about why she was so obsessed with Lyra, but it had nothing to do with Lyra herself. It had to do with the belt. So now that the belt is gone, Lyra means nothing to her. So she didn't feel bad attacking her. And now she has her eyes set on Roxanne Perez because she has what she wants. She wants to be the cool girl with the cool belt. And yeah, so we see this match with TAL and Tatum, and it's a good match. It started out good, but then it turned into everybody coming in and interfering. And it was just an interference match all the way around. And I'm like, three of them, three
Another
interference,
interference match.
so many interference matches. I was like, oh, come on. Oh, come on. I kind of got tired of it by this point.
Yeah. So this she's definitely weird. I was watching like, okay, yeah, what's wrong with her for a minute?
Hmm.
Obsessed with the title that I'm not sure that she's ever held before.
No, she's not ever held the title. No.
So how you gonna be obsessed with something that's not even yours that you've never had? That's beyond me. But okay,
Whatever.
solid match. Like you said, the interference count was up to three at this point. It's kind of getting to the point where it's like, okay, we can chill with the interferences.
All right, we can pull back. We don't have to have everybody interfering every
Every
match.
match don't have to be an interference finish.
It does not. We can be a little bit more creative in NXT,
Exactly. Yeah.
coming up with some other ways to end the match besides everybody interfering. I mean, and I
Sorry, I
get
know
it.
you
It
got
makes it.
something.
I feel like this one made sense because of the many people who she was. people were against both of them actually.
Uh-huh.
And so it's kind of like, all right. But that means you need to scale back on other interferences in the matches that
Yes, every
don't need.
match should not be an interference.
It is what it is. But we move because we do have AOP with the Final Testament being out there, everybody, against Malik Blade and Idris Anofe. And um, AOP kind of killed these brothers. I hate to see it.
I mean, we saw it coming.
We saw it coming. It was it was really not a no contest happening in this one. It was
Yeah,
like AOP like destroyed them from bell to bell.
killed them guys from the bell to the
Bell
last
to
bell.
bell. It was not there was no contest in this match. It was just like, ooh, ugh. I felt
I
bad
will
for the
say,
brothers.
I will say, I remember AOP from their first time in NXT, and then when they brought them up for the main roster, I like that tag team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of over Karrion Cross's gimmick. I think he needs a gimmick change. Him and
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett need to. I don't know if they need to separate or what, but Karrion Cross, it feels like we've been seeing the same Karrion Cross for years now. He came up
Mm-hmm.
to the main roster, didn't do a whole lot of nothing. He's back in NXT doing the same amount of nothing. I think it's time for a new gimmick for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they don't probably don't want to separate the husband and wife team, but they need to figure something else with them because this ain't
Yeah.
working.
It's too many couples that are separated and both shining right now in the WWE. Maybe a separation on screen will be good for both of them. I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe. Well, I don't disagree with you at all. I like AOP. I
Yeah.
think they're such a dominant team.
Hmm.
I feel like if they were going to put them with Karrion Cross, then they need to make sure that faction is the actual dominant faction
Yes.
and doing something where you gonna have to give Karrion Cross a belt. Like,
Hmm.
so it shows like, and you have to give AOP a belt so they can have all the goals so it can show the dominance in their faction. And it just seems like we're not getting that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I just need them to switch it up,
Yeah. Sean helped them.
figure it out, let them figure it out. But we move because we do have a match against Ivar and Josh Briggs. Now, Josh Briggs has no business fighting in this match
None
because he has
whatsoever.
whatsoever. He got two broken ribs. Two. Why are you fighting in this match, sir? I don't, I don't understand. I don't understand why you're fighting. But he was medically cleared. But and I told him, you might want to go home, chill out, let your ribs
Hmm.
rest. He's not I've been there before. I know what that feel like. You might want to. And Josh was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I got plans to go for the in the North American title, and I'm going after him. He was like, well, you got to get through me. And he was like, well, then let's do this.
Mm.
Okay. So they go out there and fight. And then he tried to shade Ivar because Ivar lost to Sheamus on Raw the other night.
That was funny.
And so he tried to shade Ivar. I was like, why don't you go and fight Sheamus again and lose to Sheamus?
Go get beat by Sheamus again.
It's like, oh, I was like, I mean, I
Ooh.
just beat up on you. He was like, well, then let's go in. Go put your little face mask on, your little Viking
Your
skin.
war paint.
Your face war paint, come on. So I said, okay. So they go out there, and baby Ivar is giving him the business.
Giving him the beats.
He's giving him these hands, and he tearing them up. I was
Well,
like, oh, yeah. When you go out there, you want to fight with two broken ribs.
Yeah, that's what
That's
happened
what,
to you.
that's what happened to you. Did Josh Briggs give a good fight? Yeah, a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, he tried.
He tried a little bit. But Ivar was like, oh, baby, I'm at 100%. And while you at 50%, you ain't finna beat
You
me.
can't hang with me, man.
You can't hang with me, man. And Ivar, I love watching Ivar get his shine, first of all, by
Yeah.
himself. And I think because he is one of those big guys who can
Hmm.
move. He
Yeah.
is one of the big guys who can move and he can fly if he needs to. And, a lot of the big guys don't do that. So I appreciate seeing him going for it like that. And so I liked watching him and Josh Briggs go at it, and he just gave him the business.
Yeah. I like Ivar. I will say, similar to Karrion Cross, I think it's time for Ivar to get a gimmick change too. He's been the Viking Raiders for
Mhm,
as far back as I can remember him.
mhm,
And now that he's split from his other Viking Raider, I think it's time to give him a new gimmick. You can make him the heavyweight babyface like a Kevin Owens who
mhm,
got an offensive bag that someone his size shouldn't have.
mhm.
And I believe the fans will actually get really behind him because of his arsenal offense.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, I liked when he was just in his jacket talking to him like he was backstage. Let
Yeah,
that be his thing. Like, I'm the guy's guy. I don't really, I like beer. I like pizza.
yeah,
Just be that man's man kind of dude. Come out with a jean jacket, vest, and your shorts, your boots, simple black shorts like Stone Cold,
simple,
simple black
simple.
shorts. Put on your boots, and you just come out like I'm just a country boy trying to do country things, doing what I do,
Hmm.
and that's the gimmick that I think will work for him, and people will accept that.
Because look at Brock Lesnar's last run. I know he's
Yep. Yeah.
canceled and all right now for what he's doing, for what happened. But it, Brock's last gimmick, I'm just a country boy doing what I love to do, beating
Yeah.
people
Living
up.
on my farm. Living on my farm.
Exactly.
Do what I
He
do.
he ain't got to be no Viking.
No, he really doesn't. He can be just Ivar.
This ain't the Attitude Era. You ain't got to have a gimmick.
Right. I agree. I think people would take him for who he is, and that would be fine. But yeah, Ivar ended up winning this match hands down, but it was still a decent match.
Briggs' fault.
He fought, but
Now go rest them ribs up.
rest the ribs like they told you to. Like relax.
And I will say, Ivar versus Obafemi,
Uh,
that's gonna be crazy. You said earlier about big meaty men slapping
yes,
meat. There
yes,
you go. There you
yes.
go. That's
Oh,
gonna be a match.
there's gonna be just big men colliding, and they're gonna have to reinforce that ring.
Yeah.
In there. But yeah, that's gonna be a good match. And we did see I can't talk. Uh, we saw him. We saw him backstage, and he was a man of few words. They asked him
Hmm.
how he felt about Ivar's victory. He was like, "Interesting," and he walked away. That was
And
it.
proceeds to knock somebody out.
Right.
Just
Which
cause.
which the guy from Metaphor, and he was like, "Not again."
Just proceeds to obliterate him.
I mean,
Just cause
just
you right there.
because you're right there, and because he can. So So then while we are getting the steel cage set up, we get the whole package of Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, how their journey and how it's ended and all of the things and the rise of Trick Williams and the rage building up in Carmelo Hayes. And we just see the
And the
juxtaposition of these
backstabbing.
two, the backstabbing, the jealousy, the you not gonna ever be better than me. I brought you into this.
Mm,
You a little man, I got you. And we end up with the combination of Stand and Deliver, where they put on a great main
great
event. It
match.
was a great match, great main event. where Trick Williams came out victorious, and Carmelo was like, "You will never." He just can't let it go. He was
Just
like,
won't leave me alone.
"Won't leave it alone." He won't. He's like, "You're not getting that belt. You're not doing it." And so we finally get the match. Trick comes out. Carmelo comes out. They in that ring. It's shut. It's locked. Can't get out. This match, Donovan. This match. What did you think about this match,
Trick and Carmelo, they've just got the chemistry.
Donovan?
It's always going to be a great match when they're feuding against each other. The one negative I'll say about this match, it's a steel cage match.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point is to keep people out, keep outside interference out. Once again, it's another match with outside interference. And when Carmelo came out there with the security, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a good match, but I already feel some type of way because it's a
Right.
steel cage match. What's the point? You could have just had an Extreme Rules match if you're gonna have security get involved again anyway.
Right.
They need to be in a steel cage. That defeats the purpose.
Right.
But like I said, Trick and Mello, they got that chemistry. I can't wait to see them on the main roster tear it up. Trick gets the last laugh here in NXT, gets the win, and now he goes on to face Ilya Dragunov at Spring Breaking for the NXT
Mm-hmm.
title.
Mm-hmm. But if Trick don't win, he got to leave NXT.
And that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, so are we not getting Ilya? Are we getting Trick? Because with that stipulation, could we see Carmelo screw him at
And
Spring
then they,
Breaking?
and then Trick got to get called up to the roster.
Could we see that?
Could we
I
see that?
I still believe Trick's winning the belt and Ilya's coming up,
That's
but
what I think too. I think I feel like they are going to let Trick win. Trick host the belt for a while on NXT. Dragunov get called up. Carmelo gets called up. I would and Trick stays in NXT and gets his shine with his belt, do his run.
yeah,
And then after he drops the belt, he then gets called up.
yeah,
And
that's
I would love them to let this feud go between
hmm
Carmelo and Trick. But I could see them bringing Trick up just to reignite that feud because
so
they, like you
thing
said, they do have great chemistry in the ring together.
so thing going around with the good guy winning and they're not letting the feud go so they can go do other things, and
Yeah.
you're gonna make your fan base turn on these faces. All they're worried about is this one feud, and then they don't have nothing to show for it after they get over the hurdle.
Right. Yeah.
But
We
as far as Trick goes in NXT, I don't think nobody will turn on him. The
nah.
fans will still love Trick right now.
Just so over.
Yeah.
Trick is so over. So I think he's gonna be really good with I think they're gonna be good. I think Trick, Mello are going to be separated for a minute. And then if they do decide to bring both of them up, I don't know. But this match itself was a good match. I thought they, like you said, they put on a good match. I did hate the outside interference because what's the point of a steel cage match if we go have interference? But even with that, Trick overcame all of that and still
Mhm.
got the 1, 2, 3 over Carmelo Hayes. And I'm like, okay, he didn't beat you twice.
What you gonna
It's
do now?
time to let
You
it
gonna
go. You gonna be on the main roster
you
still
gonna
thinking about
be
Trick.
still Trick? Exactly. Still, I have to go get Trick again. Like, let it go, bro. Let
My
it
God.
go. He got your
Look,
number right now.
right. Just let it go, let it fly.
Revisit it in a few months if you have to.
Right. Like it's over for now. It's really over for now. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, that that was
that was this
uh,
week of NXT.
that was NXT, y'all.
Solid
Um,
show. I mean, can't complain too much. We got some good matches. We got some decent matches. We got a
a
lot
lot
of
of interference.
interference.
A lot of interference. But we got
But
spring breaking coming up next week,
spring breaking next week.
so we go see what that's all about and see who is gonna be who is titles changing hands all over the place or not. We'll see.
We will
We'll
have to find out.
we'll finally see what an underground match is. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
I'm
But
interested for that because I don't know what the heck that means.
no idea what that is. But that's it for us. We're gonna get out of here. But we will be back the same time next week talking about NXT. And we while you're here, before you leave, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, go subscribe to all four of our channels. All the links will be in the description below and on the end card when you see it. Subscribe to all the channels, get all of the notification bells and all of those things. Follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at the Cup Pod, so you can get all of our funny moments that we like to share on our socials. You can follow myself and Donovan on Instagram and Twitter. That's my Twitter. I mean my Instagram. Twitter's down there. Donovan's Instagram is down there. If you just want to follow us, do that. If not, don't have to. You're grown. You can do
No,
whatever you want to do.
do what
Um,
you want to do.
What's one do? I don't care. Get your cup merch, not limited to, but including the cup mug. Get our all of our cup stuff, and we go. 'Cause it's time to go. So
It's
we'll see
time to
y'all.
go.
Time to go. We'll see y'all next week.
All
Cheers.
right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Not slurping up the cup. And you coughing too. Oh, not a good way to end the segment. Jeez.